A decision by the nation's high court could have far-reaching implications for how law enforcement catch drunk drivers. News 3's Margo Spann is live in our Rock County Bureau with more on the decision and its impact. Margo?
In the past, Susan, if a suspected drunk driver refused to have their breath taken, they would have their blood drawn, and the police could do it anyway. But thanks to a new ruling, the police will now have to get a warrant to get that blood drawn. If a suspected drunk driver refuses to have their blood drawn, law enforcement can now force them to with the help of a judge. Sheriff Robert Spoden says the High Court's ruling means deputies will now have email access to judges from their squad cars. He says the judges will also have a phone conference with the deputies.
The judge will then sign off on the search warrant. It'll then be sent back via email to the officer, and a copy will then be produced, and we can proceed with drawing the blood forcibly if necessary.
It not only impacts the police, but it impacts the district attorney's office, it impacts the judges. So, I mean, we all need to work together to make it work.
Janesville's Deputy Police Chief John Olson says they've already given their officers the tools they need, including laptops and printers in their squad cars.
The forms are all on the laptop, so they can type that information on the search warrant, print it, and take it to a judge to get signed.
Sheriff Spoden is not expecting this process to cost any additional resources that would hinder them from their OWI enforcement.
This is just one more layer that we're going to have to overcome, and we're grateful that we have the technology available that we can do so and do so in an efficient manner.
Now, the sheriff tells me that they had to draw blood from about 77 suspects last year, and he said less than 30% of that were cases where they had to use force to take that blood from folks, and less than a portion of that would even apply to this new procedure. Now, the sheriff also tells me that since they're right here on the border, they're also talking to law enforcement agencies over in Illinois and throughout the region just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
All right, Margo Spann reporting from our Rock County Bureau. Thanks, Margo.